Hi there. Pray that your Advent virtual Busy Persons Retreat has been going well so far. So happy to be with you this evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time you're tuning in. Today's theme is looking for room. We're reminded in Luke chapter 2, pulling it up here. Luke chapter 2, verses 6 through 7, that while they were there, so this is Mary and Joseph, they had just traveled to Bethlehem for the census, and Mary was quite pregnant. While they were there, the time came for her to have her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in swaddling clothes, laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Mary and Joseph were, in many senses, on a pilgrimage, looking for room. Jesus was looking for room, looking for a place to be born. Advent is a pilgrimage. It's us on a journey. And the benefit is that we know how the story ends. I love banners. Sometimes I see these banners at church that say, waiting in joyful hope. We get to do that because we know exactly how the story goes. We know that it ends with the birth of Christ. We know that that's the great feast that we celebrate at the end of Advent. And we get to, in the sense of joyful hope, the third Sunday of Advent, right? We celebrate Gaudete Sunday. And with pink candle, and every so often you'll see even priests wear pink vestments, and to remind us that we know that this ends with this amazing event happening. I was at a mass one Sunday during Advent some years ago, and the priest reminded us that Advent is a time for waiting, which we're pretty used to remembering and thinking about that. But that one way we could pray for others, and particularly those who are poor, was to remember that poor people wait all the time. They wait for everything, right? They have to wait in long lines. They wait for the news that they need. They wait long for medical care. They wait longer for everything. They wait. And so that Advent was a time for those of us who, particularly those of us with a Vincentian heart, that live the Vincentian charism, to remember that this little bit of waiting that we do symbolically, liturgically, was a way to remember those that we love and serve with all of our hearts, the poor, who wait for things that many of us don't have to wait for food, for housing, like Jesus had to wait for, Mary and Joseph had to wait for things like that. So in particular, it's a special way to pray for those who are poor, and a special way to wait with Mary. Jesus needs a place to be born. So this king is born in a manger, gets laid in a manger, a place where animals eat. And I think of this king born in a manger, not a throne, right? Actually never sat on a throne in his earthly life. And even Jesus waiting for his hour, for his time. I'm sure it didn't feel like that, lying in a manger, right? The tradition of Las Posadas is celebrated as a Christmas novena in the Hispanic community. And for 9 evenings leading up to Christmas Eve, We remember this experience of seeking, requesting, right? So it's there are people singing on the outside, people singing on the inside, and they're asking, will you please let us in? And the folks on the inside are saying, no, you can't come in. Seeking and requesting, and even rejection, door after door, until finally there's a very humble welcome, a manger. And each evening, the community celebrates and gathers to remember this journey, the journey of Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. But one of the significant things about Las Posadas, about this novena, this gathering for 9 evenings, is the participation by all. The whole family comes, kids come, everybody shows up. And there's always food, there's always piñatas. It's a celebration. It's kind of like the birth of Jesus with the Magi and the shepherds showing up. This Advent, we remember that Jesus is looking for room in us, in our world, in our church, in our hearts, all over. One of the things we can ponder and think about this Advent during this retreat of ours, who do we know that is looking for room, for a place to be welcome? God bless you. We're praying for you.